Hey y'all, Iric Guy here, back again with an assembly video. Now this is a platform bed, and you can expand this video's description and then click the link there to find where to order it online. Also where to find the mattress like I'm going to use with it online. I'm not going to use, that's my old mattress worn out, keeping it until my new mattress arrives at the doorstep. I've never assembled this. All I've done is taken it out of the box. It was great shipping, packed extremely well. Doesn't appear to be missing any components, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. If you're watching this video, you're probably wanting to know, well, if I buy this, how do I assemble it? Or maybe you've already bought it and maybe you found the included instructions to be confusing, but nothing sugar-coated here. I'm just going to dive right in and show you step by step how to assemble this platform bed. And again, expand this video's description and click the link there to find where to order it online. But it's super affordable, very well made. One of the things that steered me towards this bed was the height. It's ample height, and there's plenty of room for a vacuum cleaner to run underneath it, etc. So, and obviously this being a platform bed, box springs are not required. Okay, so we're going to take we need bolts U1 and U3, 2 of each. U1 and U3. Everything's labeled on here. I'm sure these are U1s and U3s, so 2 of each. And I would just take them out as you go. I wouldn't take out extras. That way you know you've got everything labeled here. And by the way, start a timer if you want to. See how long it takes this fool to assemble this platform bed. Like I said, I haven't assembled one before. So this is this should give you a reasonable expectation for how long it may take you to assemble it. Now, okay, so there's 2 of the U1s, and then I'll get 2 of the U3s. And these are the U3s. There we go. But one thing you probably want to do before you start assembling is obviously, well, make sure you've got another mattress, because when you put your bed together, and here's 2 U3s, when you put your bed together, you're going to need a mattress. And another thing, I vacuumed all of this really well, and it's, do your cleanup before you put it together. So here is D as in Delta. So we'll need D. On the opposing end, we will need E as in Echo. Here's E as in Echo. So Echo, Delta. And then we need Golf. G as in Golf. And then F is in Foxtrot. And another tip, label these on the place these on your floor where you can see the labels. Each piece is labeled G and F. Let's see, G and F. Okay, here's F as in Foxtrot. And then I've got to find G. Oh, here's G. I was looking for something fatter, man. It's not that fat. Okay, G, F, D, E, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf. Now we're going to take, so the U1 bolts, which are the shorter of the 2, they're going to go into Golf. They're going to go into G. So I'm going to lay this out to keep things simple. I'm going to position this exactly like it is on the diagram. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this headboard piece and put it out of the way. And then this other piece, I guess the footboard. That way we don't risk scratching it up, moving around the floor like a boss. Okay, so making my work area. Can y'all see me on camera? Yes, you can. Again, moving these, but keeping these labels visible. Okay, so let's do the same format. And let me quality check myself, because I'd feel really stupid if I didn't have that camera where you could see me. So to keep it simple, lay them out in the same way. So, delta, echo, golf, 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 golf. Okay, so we're going to do golf, 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 golf. We want to go me golf ball. We're going to do golf first. So, looking at the diagram, this is echo. We're going to flip this here so we can input a U1 from echo to golf, golf. Now I'm just going to finger tighten it to begin with. Very good build quality. These materials are top notch, and that was something when I was shopping for this. I wanted something that was well made, obviously, and this is definitely hit that. So we got that, echo on the left, and then delta on the right. Both of these are connected with the U1, which is the shorter bolt. We will need the included Allen wrench, so let's get it out. We're going to take the Allen wrench out without disturbing the other items, because I want to keep them neatly labeled. So here's the Allen wrench. We'll go ahead and tighten this a little bit. I finger tightened it, but we'll go ahead and tighten it more. So there's that. Echo and then delta. So delta will be on this side. Again, we're connecting to this middle piece. Middle. M-I-D-D-L-E. So we're going to put this in the middle here. Again, finger tighten first. Y'all can still see me on that camera. Like, man, this guy's an idiot. Well, y'all called me an idiot after this thing's assembled. After you watch my assembly video. Assembly video. Okay, so that's in there. Looks good, feels good. Now we're going to get F, which is Foxtrot. It does have a diagram pointing up, UP. And that's important to notice that faces up. So I guess up. Now one would assume that the bar that I just assembled is up, and one would assume this is probably bottom. So I'm going to go with that assumption. Now there is a notation that's important. It says make sure the holes are in the lower half of the bar. So that's important, because if you look at the side, well, let's figure this out. So there's one hole there, and there's one hole on this side. So its notation of please make sure the holes are in the lower half of the bar. Okay, what that's saying, it did a good job explaining it, but it's talking about this bar. So the delta and the echo, the side pieces, there's that hole from the side, and there's only one hole on the side. So that's the hole. You're going to place this here, again, paying attention to up, and then you're going to take this bolt, which is the longer U3, and we're going to stick it through here. Then we're going to finger tighten it a little bit, not too much. Okay, so I started finger tightening. Now I'm getting the second U3, uniform 3. Stick it through here, and then I'll finger tighten it. Okay, now we're going to get the tool, the Allen wrench, and tighten it. And once this is fully assembled, I'm going to tighten everything more, but I want to get it reasonably tight. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this quite a bit. Don't want to tighten it too much where you bend it. And then I'm going to go to the other side and tighten it up. It's good quality, man. It just feels so good. You feel it in your paws. You're like, man, I can't wait to put my mattress on this thing and sleep on it like a boss. And I'm feeling from underneath with my fingers to make sure that everything is lined up, and it is. Okay, so that's reasonably tight. And by the way, this is king size, but you can get this in other sizes, and I've linked them all within this video's description. Okay, so step one. We got that completed. Now we need a piece, we need quantity 2 of the U1 bolts. So we use U1 for this step, but now we need 2 more. So 2 more U1s. So I'm going to pull those out, 1 and 2. And then, in addition to the bolts, we need piece C as in cheese, or Charlie. Charlie. So here's C as in Charlie. And lifting it up like this, we put C as in Charlie in here. Okay, and actually there's only one side where the bolt can go, which is here and here. So those are the bolts that we pulled out. Very sturdy, man. This is so nice. Some of these platform beds, you're like, man, those look cool, but they're junk. This one's not junk. This is very durable. Very sturdy, I should say. Durability, I'll be posting follow-up reviews, so be sure to subscribe. Check out my initial review video after I have this assembled. This is just the platform bed assembly video, but you'll have to check out all my follow-up videos too. So at the time of watching this, I may have those videos up. That goes in, feels good. Paint job on this, I wanted to mention, is very nice. I didn't notice any, as one might say, cosmetic brims. We're going to put this in the other side here. I definitely recommend taking everything out of the box, like I said, and laying it out like I did on the floor, so it makes it easier visually to just go through the installation. And that way you're not having to deal with unpacking while you're assembling. So this right here is put together. Now it wants us to do the, let's see, I think what I'm going to do is slide some of this stuff around. So I'm going to position this gently on the floor. Let's move some of these other pieces out of the way here, because I don't want to scratch anything up. We're going to put this on the floor, and now we will, okay, now it wants U2, which is a white zinc screw. So we'll use one of those, and then we'll use, now let's pay attention here. So something important to note, the way this is positioned, this piece here, which is golf, G, that the screw's going down into it. So we got to figure out now, this piece we're about to attach is actually going to go underneath. So the best way to visualize that is we'll lift this up. The piece that we're going to attach is A, is in alpha. So here's A as in alpha, it's the wooden piece. Now, let's see if there's a top and bottom. There does not appear to be. Now, what you'll do is, here's how I'm going to do it. Watch this. So without scratching anything, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to lift this up, and then I'm going to put that down. And then I'm going to gently position this over that hole pattern. And you'll probably have to gently slide it around. So that's positioned over that hole pattern, and then this is in there. Now we need to get our pieces, our screws. So we're going to have 4 U1s and 1 U2. So 4 U1s, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 U1s and 1 U2. They're a different color. So 1 U2. Now, the U2, which is different, goes in this middle hole. I'm not going to tighten all these a lot until we get everything optimally positioned. We just kind of gently tighten it. And then our other bolts in the 4 corners. And you may do what I do, and I gently put my finger underneath there to lift it up to make it flush. We're going to slightly tighten this, and then we'll go back and tighten it up better. But we just want to make sure we got all 4 of the corners and then the middle aligned. I'm amazed at how well pre-cut all of this is. Everything is lining up so far flawlessly. Okay, and then the final one here. Okay, that one's in good. Now I'm going to go back and tighten all of them. Okay, so we got those. That was easy. Now we're going to go to a different section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently pick this up, and we're going to move it out of the way. Look at how nice that, whoa. I get myself stuck, man. Look at how nice that looks. Very good, very sturdy. And this has a heavy weight to it, man. Look at that. That is good. I mean, I was sitting here, man, I'm like, I need a bed that's sturdy, but now I'm like, man, I got a bed that's fancy. So that's going to go there. Now for our next step, step 4, we're going to need quantity 2 of the U1 bolt. Quantity 2. 1, 2, and then we need O is in Oscar, P is in Papa, and Q is in Quebec. So here's O is in Oscar, Q, right, there's Q, here's P is in Papa, we need Q. I bet I left it in the box by mistake. Let me go out there to the box. That's why never throw your box away until you're sure, until you were certain that you've got them all, man. Oh yeah, it was in the box. Like I said, box arrived perfect condition. So here's Q is in Quebec. And I found these too. I'd left these in the box. Never discard your packing materials until you've completely assembled the product. So here's Q, and we got our 2 U1 bolts. So we're going to take O is in Oscar, and then we're going to, on the right, we're going to do P is in Papa. So paying attention, this piece is up. This has a diagram that says up as well. So what we're going to do is okay, that's up. That actually, I flipped it because it's up. This little nub piece faces in, so Papa P is on the right. So stick this in on the right, and then after you do, stick the bolt in. I'm just going to finger tighten it. Yeah, what the heck, I'll go ahead and tighten it, because this is a pretty straightforward piece. Some of the ones where you got multiple connection points, I don't tighten those up. This one I will. So you got Papa on the right, you got Quebec on the left with this, again, like that. That sticks in, this sticks in. Okay, so we got that. That concludes step 4. And then step 5, we're going to need 3 U1s. One, two, three. So there's 3 U1s. We're going to need 1 U2. That's the different colored bolt. And then we are going to need 2 U5s. And there's only 2 U5s. Here they are right here. 1 and 2. Okay, so there's the U5s. Now, what we'll do is get the other wooden piece, which is labeled B, as in Bravo, taking into account that is, okay, actually we need the wooden piece B as in Bravo, but we also need R as in Romeo. Okay, here's R as in Romeo. So R as in Romeo goes, and it's got directional arrow up. Let's look at this diagram here. So R is actually going underneath, and then when R goes underneath, the up arrow is facing up, but R goes underneath, and then on each side of R there will be these U5s, which are the longest bolts. Underneath R we have B as in Bravo, so that's the wooden piece. So let's line all this up before we start dropping bolts. Paying attention to the holes are on the side that's going to face up. So we're going to gently push this, put this on the ground, and then we're going to gently position this underneath. Well, let's do this. Let's position this in here. Okay, so that's in there. Those holes are lined up. Now we'll gently maneuver this piece in there, lining all the holes up. And then the outermost were the U5s. Let's do the U5s first. So it's going to go through the top part, and then through the R as in Romeo, and then it goes into the wood. Well, the peg in the wood, this metal line, they did a really good job of that. So you're not screwing directly into wood. It's very well made. Okay, and then in the middle we use the different colored bolt. And again, on this R piece, make sure the up is visible, which means there's a gap right there underneath that in the wood, because there's 2 screw holes which we'll be using later, so it's important to note. See, there's a little gap there, so you need to see the up. If you don't see up, then you flipped it over. You need to flip it back. So the up sticker will be right beside the different colored bolt. If you don't see the up sticker, you messed up. Okay, now we're doing the let's see. The U1s, so there's 3 of these. They just go in these holes here. Here's the first one. I like to do the 2 ends and then the middle. Personal preference. And then the middle one, which is the final one. And obviously, if you didn't figure this out, this is the footboard piece. So as far as assembly is concerned, these are the two, I'll call them the primary components, because they're the ones that look good. Look at that. Look at how good that looks. So what I'm going to do is position this off camera temporarily, so it's ready when we need it, but it's not making contact with anything else. Now, we will do is step 6. So we're going to need quantity 2 of U1. So 2 of the U1 bolts. And if this video helps, send me a super thanks. Click that thanks button down below this video. Not required, but it helps to support videos like this one. And then quantity 2 of the U4. We haven't used these yet, but we get 2 of them, of the U4. 1 and 2. Now, oh, I dropped that. Don't fall my bolt. Don't let my bolts fall out, dude. Okay, now we need Mike, Kilo, Jackalope. Okay, Mike. M is in Mike. And then we got, I'm going to position it just kind of the way the diagram is. So this is M. And then we need J is in Jackalope. And then we need K is in Kilo. Here's K is in Kilo here. Okay? Let's make sure you can see this on the camera, which I think you can. Well, yes, you can. So there's that. Now what we'll do, we will do okay, so several things here. From the top side, those holes you align, they're going to be the long bolts. So start from the top and go down. I'm just going to finger tighten it for now. Same with this. On the top, it's the long bolt. Get it in there. And just kind of finger tighten. So those are the top. And then these, the short bolts go on the, from the outside there. And again, see, this is why I finger tighten, because I get everything lined up. So all that's lined up. Now I can start to actually tighten with the tool. Just kind of visually look at this. You can see everything coming together perfectly. And then after that, I'm going to do these outer ones. And until you have your hands on this bed, you don't realize how good the build quality is and how straightforward and reassuring the assembly process is. And like I said, I linked it within this video's description. This is the king size, but you can find all other sizes too. And something you probably won't notice from this assembly video is that these inner parts right here, they've got kind of a rubberized thing. So that should help, I would think, with bed noises, which is nice. Okay, so we've done this piece. Now I guess it'll just be the opposing side, which will be L is in llama, L. N is in November, N. And then J is in Jackalope. And then we'll of course have 2 U1s and 2 U4s. So 2 U1s doing the same thing we just did. And 2 U4s. Okay, so there's that. Going to do the, now keep in mind here, you got to have, see this hole, that's going to have to face down into this. Otherwise, you're not going to have it. You're not going to be able to screw it. So, okay, just like the other, we're going to start with the long bolt. Get it finger started. And that's from the top. On this one, same thing. Start with the long bolt. Get it finger started there. And then we'll put these in. Shorter bolts. Finger started. What's funny now, what looked like a ton of pieces, now it's starting to look like we're getting close to the end here, which is good. But man, you should edit this video. It's too long. I don't have time to watch it. That's fine. You can always fast forward if you want to. But if, like I said, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe, ring that bell, check out all my videos. And if you really like it, send me a super thanks. Not required. But if you choose to do so, you can click that thanks button down below this video. That helps to support videos like this one. And again, if you haven't bought the bed, or maybe you bought the bed and you want to buy another one for friends and family, check the link within this video's description. Choosing to shop my link helps to support my channel also. So you can subscribe, ring that bell, you can choose to super thanks, you can leave a like, you can like this video, you can comment, you can do all of that and make me really happy. Okay, so we got these pieces put together. Now we will take, this next step will be 4 of the U4 bolts. So let's go ahead and get those 4 U4s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4 U4s. Then we've got trying to tell if that's, I think that's the head, yeah, that's the headboard. Because, yeah. So this is important. Basically what you'll do is get each side, and let's see if there's a top and a bottom. Okay, so this, here's the way you'll tell top and bottom. See this piece? It has screw holes in it. Screw holes in the end. This piece does not. So the piece that you're going to want, so this, the piece that you'll face your headboard where your pillows go, is this piece with the holes in the end. So let's position it that way. Also pay attention when you position it. There's an inside and outside. Since we got 2 pieces, these you want to face in so you can't see them from the side of the bed. So holes facing up, those where you can't see in the where you can't see the bolt. So I put this one on this side, and then this other one on the opposing side of the bed. We're going to go ahead and put 2 bolts over here, and these other 2 bolts I'm going to take on the other side. Which also means that I'm going to need to move this stuff so it's not in my way. Because it makes sense to kind of assemble this, you know, where it's going to be. So I'm going to take all these other parts. Let me go ahead and get these out of the this wrap. I had unwrapped everything, but I forgot, as you noticed during this video, I forgot some of the pieces in the box. very well made. I can keep rambling on and on about how well made this bed is. Okay, so let's move these out of the way. These are all together because these are all the time. These are going to be once we start assembling the belly of the bed. Okay, so that's that. Now we are doing step 8. So the headboard, and again, this part is going to face towards you. This is the decorative part. The other part will be towards the wall where you don't see it. So temporarily, I'm going to gently rest this against the wall. And we're going to put the side pieces on. Let's see, can you see that in the camera? Yes, you can. Okay, so we will stick this in here. There's 2 bolts. Probably easier if you stick the bolts in from the rear and then position this on it. That way you see the bolts come through. Finger tighten. Wow, that was easy. Oh, I just realized a mistake. I just made a mistake. I'll show you. See, I didn't point out earlier, this part needs to face in because that's how it's going to connect. But the way it is, if I had that out, that's visible, those bolts. Completely up to you. And actually, I guess those bolts will be visible on the outside because if I flip this, it could potentially, I don't know if it would interfere. Let's step back and look at the diagram. No, actually the diagram does show, so I guess these 2 bolts will be visible on the outside because it shows those on the outside. If it was on the inside, it would interfere with these. So we're right, we're correct. So sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and attach it here. But that does mean these will be reversed. So this will go on the other side of the bed so that these are on the inside for the things the mattress sit on. So this will go over here. And then this one actually I messed up because this one's fine. The holes are in the top. These will be on the inside. But this one, here's what I got to do. On this one, I've got to reverse. I've got to take this piece, put up there, that piece down there. So this one I got to redo. And that's why I did this assembly video. Because this kind of stuff's easy to mess up. But this one's fine because it's got the holes at the top and then these face inwards. So we're fine. But the other one we're going to have to redo. And this, slide over here. And then let's get it finger started. I'm starting the top one. You can start from the bottom one, whatever you want to do. And then get the other one finger started. Okay, both of those are finger started now. And if you didn't realize, which I hope I did a good job explaining it, see, I'm going to have these holes facing the top. So to do that, all we're going to do is just quickly take this apart. That was my oversight. And that's why I film these assembly videos. So L is going to go in the other direction. And see, now we've got the holes in this end for the headboard. I'm going to start that with finger tighten. It's easy to undo and redo. And that's good to know, because if you ever moved and you needed to disassemble this bed and reassemble it, you can see how good well, until you have your hands on it, you can't completely appreciate it, but how good the build quality is, which means it would also be easy to disassemble if you moved or if you got evicted. Let's see. So here goes this. And like I said, this is the first time I've assembled this bed. It's very intuitive, and in all fairness, I mean, I missed this step. If I had looked at it more closely, maybe I would have gotten it right, but their documentation is very good. Okay, so here's this. Now we're going to put it up here and attach it. So I just finger tightened it. Now I'm going to get behind the bed and tighten it better. Okay, that's good and sturdy. I'll do this side. Okay, so those are good and sturdy. Now, we will have 4 U4s. Oh, that's the step we just did, the 4 U4s, my bad. We're on step 9, which is 4 U1s. I got nervous there for a minute, man. 2, 3, and 4. So 4 U1s. And then this is simply grabbing this footboard piece, which we assembled with this other footboard. Again, it's obvious the wooden piece would face out so you see it. So we'll just gently push this in here from this side. Got that, and then we'll do it from this side. Okay. Oh, this side slid out, my bad. Okay, and then once that's in there, we get the bolts. And once we get the bolts, we will finger tighten the bolts, and then we'll go ahead and tighten them up the rest of the way. Because this is, I mean, like I said, the fit and finish of this is exceptional. It has greatly exceeded my expectations. Let's go ahead and tighten this. Okay, so those are tight. How many times have you bought a bed and it's just like janky? It just doesn't fit together right, it falls apart, it's uncomfortable. That's what I like about this. This is super sturdy. And it looks nice. But, I mean, ultimately for a bed, one would want a bed that's sturdy, and this checks that box 100%. Cosmetics important, but just because something looks good, you know, wake up tired every day and be like, man, I feel terrible. Well, if you had a comfortable and sturdy bed, you would sleep better and you'd feel better. And I was like, man, my bed doesn't look that nice. Well, see, this is kind of best of both worlds. It looks nice, but it's extremely sturdy. And you notice the space underneath, I use a robotic vacuum cleaner, so that'll go underneath and get the spiders out. I got brown recluses, man. Okay, so there's that, good and sturdy. And what we will do now is, okay, so this is the middle piece. So we're going to have 4 U1s. Actually, this is the last 4 of the U1s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 U1s, and then we'll have oh, I'm sorry, I went to the next step. But I'm going to keep those 4 U. We need 2 of the tangos, which are these pieces here, 1 and 2. So 2 tangos and 4 of the U3s. So we need 4 U3s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 U3s, 2 of the tangos, and then we need HII. So H is in the middle, and then II. Okay, so the I's go with the ends. I. The tango goes in the middle, which is this one. Now there's a rubber part. Let me see if the rubber goes up or down. I'm assuming it, well, we'll see. Oh, the rubber side faces up. So rubber side faces up. Here's the H. You're gonna do one of these first. So do the middle part first with the H. Again, rubber side facing up. I'm going to go ahead and, well, why not? I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. There's that, and then rubber side faces up. And I'll go ahead and attach the end pieces, the eyes. There's that one, and then the one at the other end. Oh, and I can already tell you I messed up. This piece here, let me see if you can see that on the camera. Actually, I'm going to slide it over a little bit so I get a better view. Yeah, see, this, there's a bracket on the back. It needs to face this way so this can attach. Good thing is that's easy to take off or to yeah, this will be easy to rotate. I messed that up, but at least it's easy to rotate, and hopefully I won't have to disassemble a bunch. Just taking 2 of these bolts out. Actually, I'm not even going to take that bolt out. I'm just going to rotate. Oh, yeah, actually, I will. And this got the up arrow. So this was my fault. I had it facing up, but even though I had it facing up, see these holes? These need to go. It's up, but it's on the inside. Easy fix, as you see here. Nothing catastrophic. I was going to finger tighten, then I'll go back. That was easy. And that's a testament to excellent design, because even though I made these mistakes, paying pretty close attention, it was easy to fix without having to totally disassemble. Have you ever assembled something and missed a key step and then you had to do it all over? Yeah. So there's that, and then this side here. Now we're good. Now we're where we should have been. And see, this mates up here. These holes. So what do we use for that? We use 4 U1s. Again, start them out finger tightening. And then I'll do the 2 on the bottom, finger tighten, then we'll tighten up. There's that. And we'll tighten these. None of that. I hate beds that have those cheap wooden frames. None of that with this. This is high quality metal, in my opinion. Going right together. And it's even got that rubberized part, which will help with noise. Okay, now what I'm going to do, before I go to the next step, I'm going to optimally position this for my space. Just kind of getting it centered. This mattress is my old mattress, but I'm keeping it till my other mattress gets here. I think that's pretty centered. Good enough for me. Okay. Step 12. It says push to the bottom. So we're going to get these. These are S's in Sierra. We're just going to start at the top. It says push to the bottom. You'll see there's a little groove on the sides. There's a groove in this. Okay, so you stick it in, and then you, let's see. So that side's in. This is the first confusing step. It says push to the bottom. So I did. I pushed that to the bottom. Now I gotta do this side. It'll make sense once you put it in your hands. Very sturdy. And then you'll just repeat this process for all of them. So you kind of get it in there, and then once it's in there, then you push to the bottom. You can see if you pull all the way out, by design, yeah, there it goes. There we go. Yeah, there's a little locking piece in there. You'll feel it. You'll see it and feel it. So the objective will be to lock in both sides. After you positioned it, lock in both sides with a little groove. It's easy once you see it. Now they're not going anywhere. No. Okay, that makes sense. It'll make sense when you buy this bed. Again, I've linked it within this video's description. So you get it positioned in both sides, then you lock one side, and then after locking that side, you lock the other, because it's already in both holes. Then you lock both sides with the groove. Okay. So slide it in. And then slide it in this side, and then lock this side, and then lock the other side. Oh, and these little rubber pieces, after you got it in, the little rubber piece that's hanging down, you slide it in the gap to keep it locked in. Okay, that makes complete sense now. Let me go back and do all these little pieces here. And since it's rubber, it should be noise reducing, which is nice. Ah, my finger. That was my own fault. This thing is heavy and worn out. I'm ready to get the new mattress. I was trying to get it out of the way for this assembly video. Oh. These are extra parts. Three more pieces. 2 more. Oh, I hate that mattress. One more. There it is, completely assembled. And again, expand this video's description and click the link there to find where to order it online. Super sturdy, as you saw, wasn't too difficult to assemble. I did make a few mistakes, but hopefully those will help you to assemble without second guessing yourself. And again, expand this video's description and then click the link there to find where to order it online. If this video was very helpful, send me a super thanks. Not required, but you can choose to do so by clicking that thanks button down below this video. And be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with others and ring that bell. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Irix Guy here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.